Next hunter we'll be talking about is going to be BonBon. A very straightforward hunter, should not be hard. Time bomb. Time bombs can be placed or thrown. At the end of the timer, the bomb will explode. Timer can be adjusted before the bomb is thrown from 40 to 2 seconds, anywhere in between. A bomb is charged every 6 seconds, and the BonBon can carry up to 6 bombs at once. Bomb chain, which is just the external trait of the bomb. Bombs will inflict 25% damage. The detonation area is shaped like a cross and highlighted in red when it's about to explode. They must be close to each other and they have to be linked with a red line. These linked bombs will detonate all together when one of the bombs reaches 0. Here's an example of the bomb chains. You see these bombs are connected. None of them are all that close to each other. They're gonna start bombing in random. Those two got bombed together. I don't know the reason. Then these two get bombed together. And you'd be like, maybe it's the time, the placement. Maybe the ones closest will bomb with each other. No, that's also not true. And then it's also not the order, because that one was placed, the top left was placed first, top right was placed second. So if it is according to the time order of the bombs placed and are connected, those two would bomb together. But the top left bombs together with the bomb behind the BonBon, which was the last place bomb. And then that one just bombs by itself. And then these two guys explode together. So the reason why you have to put them close is they will definitely detonate together if they're close enough. Like that. So if anybody actually knows the reason why that happens, do let me know. Tip for survivors. When the bomb is around 40 to 21 seconds, it's going to be this bright yellow color. So that's how you know where about the bomb's timer is. When it turns orange, it's between 21 seconds to 6 seconds. I did speed up the time in between, and it's going to be red when it's around 6 seconds to about to explode. So that's how you know how much time you have. So if the hunter throws a red bomb on you, avoid it immediately if possible. Because when a hunter utilizes the red bomb immediately, the timer is anywhere in between 6 seconds to 2 seconds. Because you don't know how many seconds are in between. But if there's a color change in between, you'll know, oh, I still have a lot of time. Especially when it changes from orange to red, you have 6 seconds. That's all I think you really need to remember. Next is explosive chair. This was added not really recently, but it is a new addition to BonBon's abilities. BonBon can place time bombs on the chair's survivors. Each bomb will add 4 seconds to survivors' elimination progress. Once the bomb is placed on the chair, the countdown of 28 seconds will begin. You can place up to 5 bombs on the chair. If there's 10 seconds left on the chair timer, you cannot add more bombs. All the bombs on the chair will detonate once the timer has reached 0. If the survivor is rescued before countdown finishes, all the bombs on the chair will be ineffective. So this was a way for game developers to counteract the fact that survivors will not rescue the first chaired survivor, because rescuing against a BonBon is incredibly hard and there's a high possibility that they will get stuffed. Then BonBon just waits out his first chair and there's nothing for BonBon to do. So then they added this explosive chair trait onto the BonBon, so that forces rescuers to go for that first rescue. If they don't go for that first rescue, that first survivor will expire much faster. So here is a visual example of what it will look like when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bombs placed on each of the chair, and the comparison. If we take into account some of the survivors, like Coordinator has Steel Will, she has a 10% decrease in chair countdown. So depending on the personas and the characters, the actual progression of the chair will differ, but it will look somewhat like this. First presence is the remote controlled bomb. You can place or throw the remote controlled bomb, tap on the skill once again, and that will detonate the bomb. If the bomb is not detonated manually, once the time limit is reached, it will detonate automatically. The cooldown for this ability is 30 seconds. Pretty straightforward. BonBon isn't very hard to explain. At full presence, Hunter gets EX bomb, which is it decreases the charge time for the time bomb. So previously it was 6 seconds, now it's been reduced to 5 seconds, and increased the explosion range for all the bombs. So for the time bombs and the remote control bomb. So here's the difference when the hunter has 0 presence or first presence and when the hunter has full presence. The cross's ends are much longer. So the gameplays that we will be watching is going to be from IVL Finals, the best of fives. There's a total of 4 games, and in all 4 games, the BonBon brings warp. These are the situations in which BonBon either ties or wins. BonBon's bans depends on what's already been banned in the global bans and the map, and then the additional bans that he gets. So I just left the statistics on there so that you could just get an idea of what BonBon likes to avoid when going after survivors. GG Hunter will be going against TE survivors. It's going to be BonBon on Chinatown. He's making his way to Li Bao as his first survivor, who is going to be shown very soon and is going to be the Gravekeeper. Not your most ideal survivor since he can tank quite a lot of hits from this BonBon, but it looks like the BonBon is still looking for this survivor, and he's going to be transitioning out because he's going to be coming back, and it looks like Li Bao has gone down the stairs. Also, he baited him to make it look like he was gonna leave, but then he actually doesn't, and he is able to find this survivor eventually because he does end up going towards that cipher machine. Hunter going for the rescuer is important, especially against BonBon, because it's so hard to rescue against this BonBon. So it may be hard to down him in the beginning, but it will pay off if he does. It's gonna have to force him out of this shovel because it's very hard to get the bombs on the survivors when he's on that chair. He's gonna utilize warp and close the distance immediately and get the double bomb situation, and the Hunter is able to get the bomb and the normal hit onto this Gravekeeper. He's gonna go right back into the shovel form, and the Hunter is just going to be trying to close the distance. The pallet here has been dropped down, so he's going to utilize that, but it looks like he's going to be leaving this area. He can't stay in one area too long because that will allow the Hunter to catch up and throw all these bombs at him. So he's going to be waiting around here at this pallet. He swings, is able to hit him out of his shovel. So now he's out of shovels. He's at 75% damage, and he needs to just survive a little bit longer. It looks like, he's going to mess up that bomb there, allowing him to, never mind. We had the remote control bomb to snipe him, and is able to down the survivor for the first time. We can see 2 cipher machines are completed. The 3rd cipher machine is almost completed, and the 4th cipher machine starting with progress. Xawm is nearby giving out tinnitus, and it doesn't look like the survivors are. Actually they are. N1e is coming in for the rescue. It's going to be the fire investigator. I'm not sure if they're going to actually rescue against this Hunter, but we see 2 survivors are in the vicinity, so definitely a possibility if they can just mind game the Hunter to get further away from this chair. But a lot of bombs here stacking up and a bomb on the chair, so they're forced to get that rescue. She's going to utilize her stick and she's going to push the Hunter away, allowing him to get the rescue. Hunter is trying to block the Hunter, but he was blocked the Hunter inside of the building with the Gravekeeper, so unfortunately the Gravekeeper will be going down. 3 cipher machines have been completed. 4th cipher machine at 48%. Hunter's going to be throwing a bomb there just in case the antiquarian is nearby. Seeing that nobody is there, he is going to be able to walk through and chair this Gravekeeper for the 2nd time. We see that the meteorologist is nearby, but they may not want to get this rescue because the damage is stacking up. And that's something you want to avoid, especially going against a BonBon. The BonBon isn't going to be placing any bombs on the chair now because it's after half chair. There isn't really much use in putting the bombs on the chair, but the survivors are feeding tinnitus or attempting to get the rescue. But another chip damage onto Xawm. Is able to get the rescue by the meteorologist and will be pushing the Hunter back with the wind, allowing the Gravekeeper to get away. Things are looking incredibly good, but every single survivor is injured. Hunter's closing in onto this antiquarian. She's able to get that vault and get away from this Hunter. Now the Hunter's changing targets and trying to find this Gravekeeper because he will be return to the manor if he goes. It looks like he was baiting the antiquarian. Now she's out in the open once again. She's trying to make her way to this pallet, is able to get that chip and another bomb, so the antiquarian will be going onto the chair for the first time, but all the survivors are injured. We see the meteorologist is healing herself up while healing up the Gravekeeper, so trying to get the health back onto the side of the survivors. They can go for this possible rescue, but they need to find that last cipher machine. But that 52 cipher machine is where the Hunter is. N1e still at half health. They need to push this cipher machine, and they don't have an extra cipher machine. They may have to start a new cipher machine, which Li Bao will most likely be doing since he can't really go for that rescue since he is going back to the manor if he's chaired. Yang Yi's trying to get the hunter's attention, and Drop is coming in for the rescue hunter, throwing the bombs. She's going to push him away with the wind, and is able to get so much. Okay, another chip damage. Oh, and he's able to down the... Oh my goodness, it was an after half rescue as well because the bombs on the chair exploded. So much is happening, and that one failed rescue is going to cost the survivors quite a lot. He's going to block that entrance with the airbag, and now the hunter's coming back to pick up this meteorologist who has gone down with that rescue. Last cipher machine is 69%. No new cipher machines. And the hunter is going to be chairing this meteorologist for the first time, but right next to that last cipher machine, survivors will have to start a new cipher. Yang Y starting a new cipher machine. Hunter placing a lot of bombs on this meteorologist's chair, and we have one in order on Li Bao, who is the gravekeeper, the only survivor with full health. We see Xawm, the antiquarian, has picked up a syringe, but when are you going to heal up and go for this rescue? It's going to be an after half rescue. Xawm will also be dying on the chair if she's chaired again. So 2 survivors that can possibly go for this rescue, but they're both dead on chair. Not looking good. The explosion on the chair goes off. Now that's an after half rescue. Hunter is leaving this chair, but no survivor is close enough to that chair to get that rescue. Hunter's going to close this distance with the warp, but Mao, staying near the middle of that warp, is able to avoid the... Oh no, she's not. Okay, we'll be able to get the chip damage and get the bomb damage on her once again, chairing her for the second time after half. So she's also going back to the manor. And all we have is Li Bao and Yang Yi. Suddenly things are looking incredibly bad. That one failsafe costs the survivors way too much. Last cipher machine, however, will be primed by the time Hunter catches up to Li Bao. It's at 99%, and they're going to pop that cipher machine because the gravekeeper has enough distance away from this Hunter. But the bombs are, stacking up, and he's going to be dropping right back down, and Li Bao is going to be forced to go towards this corner of this map, and his, looks like he's going to be going towards the Lion Pagoda because he doesn't want to be trapped in that corner. The dungeon is in this area, but if they need to open up that exit gate fast enough, and he hasn't even started on that exit gate, he's not quite there yet, and so it looks like Li Bao needs to fight for his life here at this one window. Hunter is throwing a lot of bombs. We have... The hunter will just be vaulting and going through that window, and that exit gate's finally being opened up at 70, but let's see, Li Bao's at 1 chip damage to go down. We have peepers all around this area, so the reason he swapped to peepers is so that Li Bao can't squiggle his way to the dungeon and mind game. Li Bao does not have any items to help him make it to that dungeon. The exit gate is open. They're just waiting for the opportune moment. Li Bao is trying to make his way towards the Lion Pagoda, but because of these peepers, Hunter knows exactly where the survivor is, so he's not letting him get a backdoor escape situation. Li Bao now making his way to the window, is able to get that window vault, but how are you going to avoid these bombs? Isn't going to be able to avoid this bomb, so that's a one-man escape for the side of TE survivors. Going against Wolves survivors. If we look at the total number of wins, WBG is ahead by 1. They've won 2 rounds, and Wolves has won 1 round, and the total number of points, WBG is also leading in because they do have more round wins. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of pressure on the side of the Wolves survivors to get as many survivors out as possible, because even if they get this round win, they have to win with the total of points, and WBG will be going as BonBon, throwing his bombs towards the first officer. He's going to utilize his pocket watch, so as the hunter baits out his item, he's going to go to his main target, who is going to be D-King the archer. She's made her way to the 2nd floor, and now she has a straight path, is able to get the bow hit onto the hunter. Now the laceration effects are building up, and he will be stunned when it hits 100. Is able to hit 100. Now he's stunned, giving her some time away, but the hunter utilizes warp to try and catch her off on the other side, but she was able to get that pallet vault and transition away. Is able to get the arrow landing onto the hunter once again, and that laceration is building up, and it's gonna be 100 real soon. We see XMX is trying to help, and is getting stunned by that laceration effect at 100. She's getting ready to utilize her bow once again, and she gets the bow hit onto him once. I think it just stunned him immediately. I wasn't able to see. but it looks like the hunter is going to utilize that remote control bomb, is able to get another chip damage on this survivor, and has 75% damage. So one more bomb hit and he can down this archer. She's just doing a very good job utilizing all of her items. She has one crossbow left to utilize. She's going to be vaulting, but the bombs are all over the place. We'll be able to bomb her out of that and down her for the first time. We can see that there are 3 cipher machines. Not a lot of progress on the cipher machine, but they do have 2 extra ciphers. We can see that the lucky guy has a bot, and it is also helping with the cipher progress. We see the first officers coming in for the rescue. Hunter is throwing a lot of bombs in the area, and it looks like, oh, double chip hit, and now he's at half health, but he does have the watch's ability, so he's still able to get that rescue. But a bomb hit onto D-King, so one more bomb and she will be going right back down, and that's a double down situation. The bomb hits and is able to down this survivor. He is at full presence, and it's not looking good for the survivors. They need to get as much survivors out as possible because they need to win this round and get enough points, but it looks like she'll be sitting on the chair for the second time. 2 cipher machines have been completed. Third cipher machine at 93. It is so hard to rescue against this BonBon, because you have to think about avoiding the bombs, and you have to think about avoiding the actual hit, and it looks like Jelly will be coming in for the rescue. We got the heal off onto the first officer, so he still has self heal left to utilize, and it looks like the etymologist is just going to abandon this archer, and she will be returning to the manor for the first survivor sent back to the manor. They've healed up XMX all the way, and they just need to finish up these cipher machines. Hunter is heading towards Jelly. Oh no, he's going to utilize warp, and he's at the umbrella exit gate. No survivors in the vicinity. There is the bot out there, which Hunter is going to get rid of with the bombs, and he is going towards XMX, but also not the target that he wants. He's staying near the scholar tree and heading towards the mini bridge. No survivors there. He's looking at Lion Pagoda. Still no survivors. 487 is nearby feeding tinnitus, and so is XMX, and it looks like the hunter is just going to be going after the mercenary, oh not the mercenary, first officer. The rubble here has been broken because it has been vaulted one too many times, and it looks like XMX is making his way towards the restaurant. Has 1 pallet to work with, but hard to get there if all these bombs are just waiting for you. Is able to avoid the double bombs, has the remote control bomb at 75% damage. He's going to be going down in this corner. Well, not really in the corner, almost towards that corner. We can see that 4 cipher machines have been completed. Last cipher machine at 64. It's looking like a 3-man endgame situation. Warp is on cooldown. Hunter's going to be cleaning up these pallets. The basement is not here, so not a dangerous place to die. And he's going to be he's going to be placing a bomb on the chair, so if they don't go for this rescue before half, he will expire faster on the chair. Lucky guy is coming in for this rescue. He utilizes his perfume and is able to get the rescue onto this first officer. Hunter is going to try and down this first officer. He's going back and forth between the stairs because it's hard to get the bomb damage on the first officer when he's on the stairs. And cipher machine is primed. They're going to pop that cipher machine, and as he's able to make it to the stairs here and stop the hunter from downing him too early, Hunter's going to utilize warp to find him at the bottom of the stairs. He's going to be going straight up there, but there's no pallet here, meaning the hunter can catch up and down this first officer. But both exit gates are being opened, and it does look like they will be opened in time. Looking like a 2-man elimination for the side of WBG. He does not have warp available, and that allows both exit gates to be opened, and they will just be taking this 2-man escape. Three first half WBG Hunter going as BonBon on Lakeside Village. Looks like he's headed towards the middle. And there are no survivors quite yet. Zing H is already transitioned out. It's the 4. Not your ideal chase, especially if you can just utilize the football and leave the zone where the hunter's throwing all the bombs at. He's going to be going up to the big boat. It looks like Nanako is the survivor he's looking for. She's already left. She's already on the shore to the docks side. And the Hunter is going to be checking and will be finally running into this first survivor. She already dropped down and she's making her rounds back inside of Big Boat. And the Hunter will start to place the bombs towards the outside entrance on the end of Big Boat. And it looks like she just went upstairs, will be dropping right down. And she's getting ready to utilize her arrows. Has gotten the arrow stun onto the Hunter, so as he keeps moving, he will eventually be stunned. But not quite there yet. She needs a little more movement and is being very hesitant to go down. Hunter staying still and will be able to get the drop down hit onto the Archer. Archer being bombarded by more bombs here, but is able to dodge them behind the little wall. She's getting ready to utilize her stun once again. Hunter's gonna be utilizing the warp, but she was able to get that stun onto the Hunter, so making that warp not that useful for this BonBon. Is able to utilize the crossbow and will be able to get the hit onto the Archer, downing the survivor for the first time. But if we look at the cipher progress, we actually have a whole 100% page on the Explorer. We do see the the forward coming in, pushing the Hunter back, but he already dropped down the Archer, so unable to. It's a pretty long stun too. He's still stunned, and it looks like he's going to be having to go for another stun. Survivors know he has warp. He's going to be going in for that. Oh, he got stunned out of his dash and now is able to free the Archer, but now the Hunter has the down onto this football forward and will be able to chair him on the ship, as it is called in the map. It's called ship, and the mini boat is called boat, I believe. Is going to be placing a bomb onto the chair so that this survivor, if not rescued, will be able to get more progress on the chair and therefore send him back to the manor. Looks like the Explorer is coming in for the rescue. It has gotten the chip down. Oh, terror shock onto the Explorer, and now the Archer is coming in for the rescue instead. Hunter does not get the hit onto the forward, and it looks like he's trying to down this Archer next. She's going to utilize her, she missed her arrow, I believe, and it looks like he's going to get a free chair onto this Explorer with that 25% page. So it does look like the Archer was able to escape, and so was the forward. First chair on this Explorer. They need to get this rescue, but Hyossi is the only full health survivor, and he has wanted order. Yeah, not looking good, and Hunter has placed 5 bombs on this chair, so if they don't get this rescue, that means the Explorer is going to be returning to the manor real quick, and that means the Hunter already sends the first survivor off to the manor. We see the forward is continuously feeding tinnitus to the Hunter, and the 5 bombs go off and sending the Explorer back to the manor very, very soon. Cipher progress. 2 cipher machines have been completed. 3rd cipher machine will be completed very shortly. 4th cipher machine at 55 and 17% on that 5th cipher machine. 4 is going to most likely pick up the pages off of that Explorer. I mean, things were looking really good. They were taking... The forward was able to harass and free the Archer, but the only issue was that stuffed rescue on that Explorer, and they didn't have enough full health survivors to go in for that rescue. Hunter placed, and the Hunter was aware of this, that's why he placed all 5 bombs on that Explorer's chair. He's like, let me just send this Explorer back to the manor and then go for my next target. And it looks like he's found the Archer once again. Archer does not catch a break. Hunter will be vaulting this window because it looks like he wasn't able to get the bomb onto the Archer with that basement. Not sure what happened there. She's going to flywheel to avoid the injury. Is able to make it to this pallet. Will most likely be throwing down this pallet. Oh, Hunter just hits the Archer straight through and is able to get the 75% damage. She needs to leave this area because the basement is here. And we don't want a basement BonBon with the bombs on the chair. Oh my goodness, he is able to sniper. And he could possibly make this basement chair. He's going to throw this extra bomb here in case the forward is around. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, and he is going to be able to get this basement chair. However, this is the first chair for Nanako, and that last cipher machine is at 51%, so they're just going to wait till it's primed. No, Patient is already getting ready to utilize his hook. He's hooking to this chair, but this is going to be so challenging. He's going to flywheel to avoid getting any extra injury, but does get a chip hit, and he's forced to get that rescue. Hunter downs the patient. First chair for the patient, so it's fine, but how are they going to get this rescue if the bombs are ready? Oh my goodness. Let's see. The forward and the archer does not have borrowed time, so they're just going to pop that Cypher machine. Endgame situation. We have the chaired patient. It is his first chair, so they could possibly go for this backdoor rescue. They know that the Hunter has warp, but he does also have trump card, and the Hunter is going for this archer once again, is able to sniper with that bomb. And now the forward, what is the forward doing? The forward is going to the basement, but the Hunter can just chair this archer and teleport right to that basement. Hunter's going to utilize the warp and check the exit gate. No survivors in the vicinity. Looks like he's going to go straight back to Nanako's chair, and that allows the forward to get the backdoor rescue onto the patient with Tide Turner. Hunter is now slowly making his way towards Shack. Survivors have not opened up that exit gate, so it's still looking like a 3-man elimination for this WBG Hunter. He does see the forward. He realizes the patient is going towards the exit gate. Warp is on cooldown. He's throwing a lot of bombs towards this forward. The exit gate is now being opened. The dungeon is in this area, but it doesn't look like the forward will have the chance to even go for that dungeon. Hunter will be bringing the forward towards this chair, and looks like the exit gate will be open in time, and that's a 1-man escape for the side of MRC survivors. The round win for round number 1. It looks like GR's Hunter will be going first as BonBon on Ever Sleeping Town. He spawned at the graveyard, and he's slowly making his way towards the middle of the map, where he will be running into possibly 487 or, well, anybody at this point, because now he's going towards Dancing Geisha. He will be running into the meteorologist D King. Doesn't have a cloud quite ready, but she does have enough distance so she can get that ready at any time. She's going to utilize the floating cloud so that she can get faster movement speed, but the Hunter changes targets once again, and now he's going back towards 487, who is the Seer. And it looks like he's finally seeing the blood trails of the survivor. Only one Cypher machine has been decoded because the survivors were not sure who the Hunter was going to be chasing first. Now 487 is going to contain the Hunter inside of graveyard, and that's going to allow the other remaining 3 survivors to decode peacefully, utilizing his trait immediately to close the distance. And it looks like we might see a Seer Owl coming in here very soon. Nope, he's going to be taking that hit and saving the Owl for a little bit later. So ciphers are now being decoded. A remote control bomb is able to land that chip hit onto the Seer. 75% damage. He needs to be careful because he could go down to a bomb or a normal hit. Preferably Seer wants to utilize his Owl on the normal hit, is able to avoid that bomb. Second bomb, third bomb is trying to connect it, is going to utilize his Owl and tank that hit. So still up and running. 487 continuously looping this one house inside of graveyard and is doing a very good job staying out of line of sight. BonBon is going to have a hard time placing his bombs if he can't get the bombs across the map, and if he can't see you, he can't predict where you're going to go. Hunter is going to be forcing him towards him because he utilized that remote control bomb and is able to finally down this survivor. Cypher progress looking pretty good. It looks like they'll have at least 2 Cypher machines completed by the time they come in for this rescue, and XMX is coming for this rescue. Unfortunately though, he does have one in order. Hunter's gonna be placing bombs onto the chair, and it looked like he placed about 2 bombs onto the chair. So if he doesn't get this rescue before half, it's gonna be a fast chair charge, chair decay, what do you call it? Chair progress. Okay, and is able to get the rescue. Wasn't sure if it was before half, most likely before half. And with Tide Turner, is able to get this bomb hit onto the mercenary. Mercenary will be going down. It's a double down situation, being very patient, trying to avoid the bombs, but kind of caught here in this pallet. Will be taking that bomb hit and will be going down. He's gonna go to that far away corner, but Tide Turner runs out, so looks like the basement is also here. Oh no. And that looks like a basement chair for the Seer. They have a lot of Cypher progress. They just need to finish up the last 2 Cyphers, but it's not going to be ready for them to prime it. It's the second chair, and it looks like D King is going to feed Tinnitus. And we have one in order on the mercenary. He has gone back up, but it looks like the hunter has noticed the meteorologist. She's way too far away from this basement, so she's not going to be able to get this rescue. Hunter's going to be teleporting to the prisoner, and it looks like prisoner is going to be taking the next chase. Able to stun the hunter and make it to the pallet, but gets chip damage and is at 25% injury. He's going to be looping this area with his cipher machine. Is able to get that. Oh, another bomb. Wonderful connect for this BonBon. He's trying to make his way to that next pallet, but he's going to have to walk right through because the bombs are being set up, and that remote control bomb able to down him with only the bombs, predicting the survivors where the survivor will go. We can see that the mercenary has been healed by the cloud from the meteorologist. The third cipher machine has been completed. 2 survivors can go in for this rescue, but the rescue against a BonBon is incredibly challenging. Looks like they're going to have to start a new cipher machine because one of the cipher machines that the prisoner was working on is where he is chaired. Hunter is placing 5 bombs onto this chair. He's forcing the survivors to go for this rescue. Being very patient here, is going to be taking the hit, and a bomb hits 75% damage, but is able to get that rescue before half onto the prisoner. And prisoner needs to get out of this area if possible, but no tide turner to work with. He gets another remote control bomb onto this prisoner. He is kiting and hiding, hugging these walls. He's having forced to go out into the open. He has nowhere to go. He's just gonna catch up to the survivor, and he's gonna get a stun, so it doesn't get him enough distance, and he will be going down for the second time, meaning that the meteorologist has to come in for this rescue, because even if he heals up that mercenary, he's still gonna be at chip damage, and meteor only has 1 more cloud usage left. Or they might just sell. And it looks like the 4th cipher machine will be completed very soon. They just need to finish up that cipher machine at middle 2-story. Hunter is making his way towards the corner house, but that cipher machine has popped. Hunter can't teleport to that mercenary. He's throwing bombs just in case the survivors do come in for this rescue, but they will not be going for this rescue. XMX is leaving his cipher machine because if the hunter teleports to him, he's a chip bomb damage and he'll be going down. So then they're going to switch around, and the meteorologist is going to be decoding that cipher machine. Hunter sees the cipher machine wiggling. She's going to teleport right away to the meteor cipher machine, and he's going to be chasing the meteorologist next. She's going to go onto her cloud so she can get safely into the graveyard. Hunter is trying to decide whether he's going to go for the mercenary or he's going to stay with the meteorologist, but the survivors know that the hunter is not on meteorologist, so they know he's going for the mercenary, and meteorologist is making her way back to 2nd story. Hunter's a little hesitant to commit to one survivor. He's going to break the connection of the prisoner, and it looks like D King's going to be able to push that cipher machine even more. Hunter is going to be changing targets back to that 2nd story cipher machine, and XMX is just going to be going through a chest. Hopefully get a syringe to heal himself up. He got a perfume, of course. And it looks like the hunter will be committing to the mercenary for the time being. And mercenary doesn't have oh, he gets the chip damage and he is going to be going down. Meteorologist is trying to push that cipher machine, which forces the hunter to chair the mercenary. Oh, he dropped down in the railway so the tram can buy him a little more time, but the hunter is going to have to chair this mercenary, and he can't really place the bombs on this mercenary because that's going to allow him to expire faster, and that could give the dungeon escape for the meteorologist. It's looking like a 4-man elimination. As long as Meteor survives this, outlasts this chair. She's hiding in the graveyard. Hunter seems to be aware of this. She doesn't have any items left. If she just had 1 cloud, that would have been perfect. She could have just clouded right to that dungeon. Hunter throwing a lot of bombs towards the meteor. He has seen this meteor. She's going to flywheel and avoid getting any injury waiting around here at this pallet. Oh, the hunter is going to be able to get the injury onto this meteorologist. She's going towards the dragon gate. She will be able to throw down this pallet and get another chip damage onto this meteor, and she has the remote control bomb, so he is able to down her immediately, securing the 4-man elimination for GR.